Donald Duck definitely doesn't have the best luck with bees. Quite often, there will be a bee in his shorts, not his literal shorts, I mean the Donald Duck short cartoons, and it will get on his nerves. And he is at the beach, which means that there are quite a few inflatables around, and that bee has a very sharp stinger. Bee at the Beach was released in 1950, directed by Jack Hanna, of course starring the brilliant Clarence Nash as the voice of Donald Duck. And in this one, he has set himself down on his towel. He's ready to enjoy a nice relaxing suntan, duck roast at the beach, and this bee comes along and begins to get on his nerves. So Donald's like, okay, I will blow up my inflatable chair thing, and not quite a Lilo, but he goes out onto the water, and the bee sees this as a fantastic opportunity to get revenge on Donald for putting him inside a bottle. And of course, Donald's now in the middle of the water on an inflatable, and we have a vengeful bee. It's a recipe for disaster, but it's also a recipe for some hilarious animation. And I did actually laugh out loud at one point when Donald Duck, without spoiling it too much, it's what happens when, interestingly, what I found really interesting actually was the decision the bee made. This is a tiny spoiler, so if you don't want to know anything, definitely check out the cartoon, then come back. But tiny spoiler, when the bee flies over to Donald on the inflatable, he doesn't burst the inflatable with the stinger, not yet. He just uncaps the inflatable to let all of the air out. I thought that was brilliant and a very clever way of allowing them to play around with the inflatable a little bit more. It was a bit odd that Donald was then able to re-inflate it even though the cap wasn't on. So that was a bit of a weird moment. But I was very impressed with that and I hadn't expected it, and it made a lot of sense going forward. I really enjoyed this short. It's very funny, the bee is very cute. Donald gets increasingly angry and ends up in some very entertaining situations. Not sure if it's one of my all-time favourite Donald Duck shorts, but it could be a contender. It's one that I really enjoyed and definitely had a lot of fun with.